Oh, should I put music on? Oh, I should probably. No, I don't have Twitter. Alright, let me just check my. Yo! A Prime sub!
I told you,
Holy!
I'm a woman of my word.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yo, Elite, can I, okay, can you read the chat?
Yeah, I can see it.
Sounds good. Do you want me to call you Elite or by a different name? Your
It's
actual
up
name?
to you. Yeah, I can tell you either. Whatever you guys prefer.
Oh, you told Wdage to come in, didn't you?
I did.
He's here right away. With the 4 months! Thanks. Alright. Guys, can you let me know if the audio for both Amanda and Elite is fine?
Sorry, Josh. We like to interview people who are like cool, and so you're a little bit lower on the list, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
Now your camera's frozen. What is that?
There I am. Boop, boop, boop.
Hopefully it doesn't. Alright, yeah, you just have to win NAIC as well with Dodge. Then maybe we'll consider you. Alright. Let me just check a couple things real quick. Alright, I think I'm good to go. Cracked audio? What?
Is cracked like good?
No, I think it should be good. I'll just put Elite a little bit louder. Alright, can you say a few more things?
Yeah. Wdage sucks.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Loud and clear. All right. Let's start.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll.
All right. Sounds good. I'll start it. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Stadium Cast. My name is Inadequance. You may know me as Martijn.
And I am Lundberger, also known as Amanda, and we have a very special episode. We don't do them all the time, but when there's someone important like this, no, I said we don't do them live all the time. And this one is a live episode coming to you straight from Inadequance's Twitch, and we have Elite who just won the Fresno regional tournament in North America.
Welcome in, Elite.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself for those who don't know you?
Yeah, I'm from California, like the Bay Area. I'm 19 years old, and I've been playing for about 3 years, I think, but since the start of Go Battle League.
I get you. Yeah, actually, I know your name mostly because I work with my PvP Academia, and we do a lot with gym breakers. And I mean, you play for one of the America teams, and I mean, we've been watching you for ages, and I knew from the beginning we're a cracked battler. So when I saw that you were competing, I was like, yeah, he's probably going to go pretty far. Did you expect to win Fresno? Did you think that you had a shot?
Well, I'm obviously hoping to win when I go in, but yeah, I mean, like I kind of went half with the expectation to like, oh, not expectation, like half like the goal to win, and then half the goal to just like have fun and with my friends. Because like, especially if I lose, I don't want to just instantly be like mad at myself like the rest of the regional. I have like a good time.
Makes sense. By the way, chat, if you want to ask questions as well to Elite, you can put them, because we have the chat on the scene as well. If you want to ask Elite some questions. So speaking of tournaments, how did we actually get to Fresno, right? Because you played, I think, 2 tournaments before this?
Yeah, I did Salt Lake City and I did San Diego.
How did those go for you?
Well, Salt Lake City, I kind of swapped my Toxapex into a Nidoqueen, and then San Diego, I got to the winners finals and then lost, and then I lost the losers finals, so I like barely missed day 2.
Yeah, and can you walk us through like a little bit of your team composition? Were you happy that the new move update happened? I guess that you
yeah, definitely.
The old meta really wasn't it for you.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I really just liked the Trevenant meta. Trevenant Noctowl Lantern trio. I just hated it, especially because like I would always think like I'm really bad at team reads, so I'd always like find myself getting like my Trevenant on a Noctowl. So like I like never really had like a good team that I wanted to use. And yeah, like I'm really glad Trevenant's out of the meta.
Who was your most notable opponent before you played in Fresno?
Um,
Who had the best impression on you?
like in play Pokemon. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's like it was the same answer before and after. It was probably Softove. We always have close battles, and like the like I said it to her on but like whenever we went on stream together, like I always RPS'd her. But like we still have like we had really close battles off stream. So
Yeah, I actually I had it on Softove to win it all. If it wasn't her, I'm super glad it's you. But yeah, walk us through a little bit of your team comp preposition, because I don't know if you know this, but Paula Shaw won in Turin with the exact same team that you did. So do you think it's
Coincidence?
yes, driver not car, or you're like, no, this is the car, guys. Use this car.
well, yeah, I started with a team similar to this. I had a Lantern instead of Registeel. Like basically that slot was supposed to be a hard Noctowl check. Yeah, but it like I did well with the team in a practice tournament. But then I've had some friends try it and in Milwaukee and they didn't do well, or like the team didn't do well. And like they said that like they wanted to change it up. So yeah, I did like I made like a few more team iterations. Like the week before, I was pretty like I wasn't sure what I wanted to run. I was only sure like of the Polisher team on like Thursday before the tournament.
After my practice tournament.
Yeah.
You realize, wait, that's not the team.
Yeah, I was trying a Charizard Umbreon Core, and like it was a combination of me not playing well and like just not being used to it. So yeah, I decided I'd just rather stick my guns, which is and like something that worked already, which is what Polisher ran. And I made it work.
Do you have anything to say to what Wdage says in chat?
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree.
You know, he's always running Noctowl, Lantern, Medicham. You know, he's not much different there.
Yeah, I mean, he's cooking a team for NAIC. Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
cooking a team. Can you? Are you allowed to say anything about it, or just a little hint?
Well, I'm not gonna leak anything, but I'm
Mhm.
gonna say it's a team that other people have used before, and like they got the team from.
Okay, hopefully it's not
Very-
Basidon Sneasler. I do not have a good experience with that.
Yeah. No, I can tell you it's not Bastiodon Sneasler.
All right.
So you brought up a good point, and Wdage says it too. For those who are just listening in, he said that the Zard Umbreon core is good, and the lead is just bad. But maybe it doesn't fit your playstyle exactly. Like, how would you describe yourself as a player? Are you like someone who's like really precise, or are you someone who I know people who like to use like really flimsy Pokemon that can fire off charging moves very quickly, and I know other people who like really bulky Pokemon who like can just tank a lot of moves.
I'd like to say I'm more of like a player who uses like flimsy Pokemon to like sweep. Like I'll use like my Registeel obviously, but like I usually like won't shield my Reggie. And like with the team I used this weekend, it was kind of like get our shield advantage with my Reggie and then sweep with like Swampert or Sandslash. But yeah, I don't prefer like I actually had a team where it was like only like bulky mons. But I don't really prefer that playstyle. Like I prefer having something where like if I like save shield for or like get like an energy bandage on it, then I can just sweep my opponent.
Yeah, I think Alolan Sandslash is probably a really good example of that, because if it's not on a counter user, I mean, it really can go to town against a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we kind of saw that in the grand finals, but versus Caleb.
Yeah, that match versus Caleb. How did that conversation go? It seems like you two were maybe it's me who's always blabbering during battles, but it seems you two were very quiet. I felt like there was very little frustration coming off Caleb until those very last few battles, right? He felt like he just kept getting hard countered.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't really talk much, but like the last battle, I had, it was like my Noctowl that I was gonna go against his Venusaur, but like I was super scared that it was a Medi, but like so I was just like worrying the whole match, and then he just brings out the Venusaur and he's like GG, and I was like, oh, and then I was kind of sick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. What are your thoughts overall on BMing? He gave you a nice little BM there with the sludge bomb.
Well, I love BMing, but I didn't show it this much this weekend. Yeah, I like, usually if I get the chance to BM, I'll BM, but I decided not to this weekend. I don't like, there wasn't many times where I actually BM'd, so.
All right. Hey, I have an interesting question for you. We're currently playing Silver World factions. If you had to pick between who is going to win it, E-Rampers or PoGoats, who would it be?
That's easily PoGoats.
What? Why?
I mean,
You
I'm
elaborate.
on the team, but I also I think we'd win. I'd like to see us go against each other just to prove that.
Yeah, let's see if you can make it out of the group stage first. Legit though, who do you think who has the best shot at winning World Factions currently?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like follow like a lot of the factions as much as like other people, but I'd still say that PoGoats should win, especially after the last 2 cycles that we had together as a team.
Well, a lot of people predict as well. One thing that I had playing as EU Emperor for a while is that whenever people face us, sometimes they play the same team for 6 bouts in a row. And then when they face us, and I don't want to come off as too arrogant that, you know, everyone has changed for us, but they did. They changed 6 Pokemon on their line every time, and it pissed me off, Elite. Do they do the same to you?
I couldn't tell you. I don't follow that. I mean, they might have. I don't think they do.
You don't look up your opponent's team before you play?
No, I do, but like I don't remember that stuff.
Fair. They're just irrelevant losses.
Yeah, he's like, I don't follow anyone else. We're going to pick
I mean, look, I'll tell you in my factions battles, I probably get made fun of my faction battles like the most compared to anything. There's a special moment where I always try to wait a turn in my faction matches, and I always find an excuse for why it doesn't work. Either like a frame drop or like the game lagged or something like that. But yeah, I like, whenever I wait a turn and it never works, then I always lose. And so I always get clowned about it. So yeah, like I still like focus on my faction matches, but I mean I got a lot to improve there.
So speaking of factions, I've been asking this almost to every Emerald tier factions team now that we've done interviews with some of them. I want you to rank your faction teammates in order of skill. So who would be at the top at least?
All right. Well, I'd probably say Wdage is probably the best on the team.
Really?
That guy?
Wdage?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at his record, I guess.
Yeah, he has a pretty good record, I think. I mean, he still loses like 1 or 2 games per cycle.
What a noob.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I guess like you could say that about anyone, right?
I wish.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like, it's awkward because I don't want to rank my team.
You don't want to flame your teammates on live on stream or podcast?
No. I mean, I'm sure they'd flame me and probably put me at the bottom, but I'm going to do the same to them.
Let's do that at least. Where would you put yourself on the team? So there, yeah, of 10.
I'd like to put myself at like third or fourth, but I don't know. In terms of faction performances, I'm probably one of the worst. I
Alright.
like, yeah, just like based on records, I don't think my factions record is that great.
Would you consider yourself better than Icepan? I think he's not playing anymore
Oh.
currently, but he was at PoGoats as well, right?
Yeah, he was. Now I'd say I'm better than him because he's like retired. But yeah, I mean, I like a while ago when we used to play each other a bunch. Like he used to beat me a decent amount. Yeah, he's probably better than me at one point.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
like well, yeah, it was like it was around when Ultra League meta was around. I think it was like Celestial. I'd probably say he was better than me at that point.
Okay, fair. How did you guys actually come together as PoGoats?
Well, I got an offer from Pocket to join the team, and like I was on NEV Northeast Battlers, and I got offers from like a few different teams. So I was considering which I wanted to join, and like it was kind of an awkward time, right? Because we just went platinum, and I went 9-0 in Sorceress, so like I was already doing really well with the team. Wasn't really like a big reason for me to leave. But yeah, I ultimately decided to join PoGoats, and I mean now like I'm pretty happy with the decision. Like I mean I'd still be happy if I like stay with NEB, but yeah, I made like pretty good friendships with the guys on PoGoats.
Yeah, I have to say, like you guys, I mean, a lot of the younger guys like you guys who are below 20, you guys are just crushing everyone nowadays, it seems. So I have to ask, do you think that it's because you guys just have better skill overall, or do you think age plays a factor into this at all? Like, do you think you have faster reflex
I think
times?
Bassett has a lot of skill, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that age matters that much. But yeah, I mean, I guess the reaction time is I guess it helps to be younger for that. But yeah, I just like think that we're a really skilled team. And I guess Wdage is kind of right. Younger equals no life, so we just spend time playing this game.
Fair. Yeah, that's one thing about like Go League, right? You have probably more time to stay in the queue times all day.
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Yasser says you are about to join ETMs. Is that true?
Yeah, I was considering when I was deciding to join PoGoats, I was also considering LETMs. Yeah, I was talking with like quite a few people from ETMs as well about joining.
All right, but you turned them down in the end.
Yeah, I ultimately did.
Why is that?
I don't know. I kind of felt like I vibe with PoGoats a bit more. Like I've been on a team with Pocket and Gym Breakers for like several months before. So I already knew them pretty well. And yeah, like I just felt like I would fit in the team more with PoGoats. So
okay. He did not want to break newbies heart.
Talk to us a little bit about.
Well, okay, I will say if I did join Elite TMs, a decent amount of people on NEB would probably be mad at me.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I like they still be fine with it. Ultimately, like they like I don't think they would say like we're not friends anymore or something like that.
All right.
Was that someone honking in your background, Inadequance?
Yeah, you might hear that. Can you tell us about what Ashish Bootcamp is? You mentioned this on the official stream as well. I'm now wondering. Maybe you can elaborate on an unofficial stream.
Well, okay. I'll say you should ask Ashish himself. We call it the BBC Bootcamp. Or not the Bootcamp. We call it the BBC, Brown Boy Club. And yeah, I like I hang out with Ashish in his he has like a private server, and sometimes I watch his battles there for factions. And
Okay.
like, yeah, sometimes like I don't know, like you won't really understand any all of his messages that he sends in the server.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
that's true. I rarely understand a sheesh.
yeah.
All
I
right.
have to ask also, so we talked a little bit about play and we talked a little bit about gym breakers and also obviously factions. Is there one type of format that you prefer over the other? I mean, do you like doing the solo play tournament stuff more, or are you also, or are you more of a fan of like the team tournament format?
Um, I will say before I like started doing like team tournaments, like I used to play I used to play Brawl Stars, which is like a 3v3 format. Or like I used to play like team format games. And I used to hate it because like I would always like rage at my teammates and say like you're so bad and like and like I'm getting held back by you. Um but like and then and like in Pokemon Go it's 1 versus 1. So I told myself, "Oh, there's nothing that's holding me back here." Until like I wait a turn and I lose a game because of that. But yeah, like when I started doing team tournaments, I started to realize like it's a lot different with this game. And like and a lot of time I was the one getting carried, not like carrying the team. Um, yeah. And did you ask which format I prefer
Yeah,
or
do you have a strong preference either way, or are you just kind of familiar?
okay,
Like,
so based on my like my history, I'd probably say Gym Breakers is my best format. Um, I probably have the best record there. But like in team like in terms of like playing with a specific team, I'd probably prefer factions, just because like I feel like I have better like friendships on the team. So.
mhm. We've played in gym breakers. I can't remember. I know you beat me, but I can't remember if you 3-0'd me or if it was just a 2-1.
You
Let's just say
lose,
the 2-1 so you don't embarrass me
you
on
lose to a
on
lot of
stream.
people, Amanda.
I do. I lose to a lot of people. But I will also say, we did last time that we played gym breakers, we did beat the USA.
All
So
right, all right.
suck it, elite.
Was it because of you?
Let's see how my phone.
No, no, it definitely wasn't because of me. It was because of Boom, who is also a youngin. He's like 17 years old. So
All right, all right. Elite, how are you going to prepare for Worlds? Like play Pokemon
Uh,
Worlds in this case.
yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna stick to like doing your practice tournaments. Um,
ooh.
but yeah, like if I don't know, I'm still gonna look into like the meta and see if there's like any new stuff that I can try. But if not, I'm probably just gonna practice the team I use this weekend more. Maybe like change 1 or 2 things. But yeah, like I felt strong with it, so like if I just practice it more, I think I can make a good showing at Worlds.
Are you hoping that the meta stays the same, or do you think that, or think or hope that there's going to be a shift before Worlds happens again?
Well, I don't mind if there's a change in the meta. Like it's like obviously Metacham is everywhere, like Metacham Sableye. Um, but I don't really mind as long as it's not as RPS as it was last meta.
Hmm.
So.
Do you have like you probably, I don't think you have received the travel award yet, right? I think that comes after NAIC, but you have like already planned out how Japan's going to look like. Like myself, I'm going to like make it a 2-week holiday.
Yeah, I no, I haven't like exactly planned it out. I'm hoping to stay with or like hang out with Wdage and Pocket for a lot of it. But yeah, I am planning to make it like a vacation because like this is the first time going to Japan. Like I want to enjoy it. So
I think for a lot
especially
of
if I'm
people.
getting especially if I'm getting the trip paid for. So
Are your parents coming with? Because I will say I hung out with Pocket and Wadage's mom, and they're both
They're
really
pretty
cool
cool.
people last
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So didn't know if they're going to have like a little subgroup of parents that are going to be watching them play as well.
um okay, so I'd like my parents to come. I don't know if they will. Yeah, it's like it's undecided at the moment, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm still like looking into flights and everything as well.
All right, fair, fair. Um, Speaking of tournaments, the NAIC, right? That's gonna be in 2.5 weeks. Who do you
Mhm.
think is a good shot at winning that? Is
I
only
gotta say,
Frank
man.
going? Do you know that?
I think he is. Yeah. I gotta say, I want Onion Frank to win. I think that'd be epic. I'd also like to see my friend Mormon Matt qualify. He's also
he is
he got
too
the
good at
travel award.
Pokemon. He's too good at Pokemon. He came from
Yeah.
VGC, right? And now he's second on the what is it? The local tournament thing.
On the travel award leaderboard.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like he makes like really good team reads. Which like I think I learned a lot from him. But yeah, I'd like to see I'd like to see Wdage win, like, and like defend his title of the senior NAIT
Wasn't
champion.
like his one of his rounds against an Iron Tail Dragonair? Must have been hard to qualify there.
Yeah, Wdage, can you confirm? But yeah, I think that I'd like to see any one of those three winning.
What are your thoughts overall about? I mean, obviously now that you have won a tournament, and we know that Wdage is going to be competing, what would you say to people who don't like it that people who already are qualified continue to compete at these different types of play tournaments?
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of split because, like, obviously before I qualified, like if I'm like playing a tournament and I go against a regional champion, and like I lose, I'm gonna be slightly mad. But also the thing is like I'm also in the mindset where if I'm playing them, I want to be able to beat them just to prove like if I'm going to Worlds, like I can beat them. Which like it's just like proving myself that like I can actually do that. But yeah, like I don't really hate anyone that qualified like goes to tournaments again. Like I think it's first of all like good practice, and like second of all like yeah, like you're competing to win. Like I don't think there's anything that should stop you from doing anything.
Yeah. Speaking of previous champions, I'm just going to ask you this straight up. Who do you think is better, Wdage or its Axon? Probably the most two well-known and successful battlers in the US.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, well, no hate to Axon, but I think Wdage is better. Obviously they're both like insane battlers. But yeah, I give the edge to Wdage.
What makes him stand out?
Well, I've also like seen Wdage play like in factions, so like I've seen his battles much more than I've seen Axon's. Like obviously Axon's been playing and play Pokemon, but I don't watch every tournament like and like remember everything that happens. But I am paying attention a lot in our faction Discord call whenever our teammates play. So I've gotten like a pretty good idea of like how Wdage plays.
So would that mean that if you were to play him, you know him so well that you can defeat him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about the record versus him.
I really do,
like,
though.
Yeah, we played each other in solo Sylph. And like in the score, it's like even. He's beaten me twice. I've beaten him twice. But when I beat him, I swept him, and when he beat me, he 2-1'd me. So.
Aha. All right.
But that brings up a good point because yeah, all of you guys, including Martin, are qualified for Worlds, and we kind of Europeans like to throw a lot of shade at the U.S. that that the Europe has the best battlers. What would you say in defense of the NA titles here? Or do you agree, and do you think that Europe is a lot better?
Well, I think we got a lot of big names coming to Worlds this year. So I think it'll be very interesting. I think there will be more than like last year. There were 2 NA players in the top 8. I think there'll be more than 2. I think, yeah, I think NA will make a pretty good showing. But yeah, like I don't know. I'm not gonna say like EU is better than NA or like NA is better than EU. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're pretty similar in skill level. But okay, I will say though, the like the top of the top of NA and like top of EU, I'd say it's like pretty similar. But yeah, like I think like overall on average, I'd say EU is probably better. But yeah, like I'd still think like the top of NA and EU are the same.
Yeah, if you were to take like the top 5 NA, top 5 Europe, probably super similar. But do you think that Europe has a wider breadth of players?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can get behind that as well. But yeah, I mean, the US has been super impressive lately. We were even joking around a lot in the tournaments that, there was no spice in NA. Everyone was like just bringing super meta picks. And then all of a sudden, you guys just like went off the rails and were bringing even more than Europe did.
Well,
So
when I came
Yeah.
to my first US tournament this season, they went nuts. They came with so many weird Pokemon. I was like, all right, here come all the Swampert Alolan Ninetales. And then it's just Wdage again who plays that, It was it was an adventure, yeah. They were more Bastiodon than actual Swamperts for me. Yeah. Let me see, what did I want to ask again?
I see someone in the chat saying in the meantime that Turbo thinks that NA is going to clap this year. So
yeah, I mean, he's all surprised when APAC train doesn't win. I think the Japanese could be very scary, right? Because we don't know them really well. Is there any Japanese player that you know that stands out to you, Elite?
I just know most of them from GPO. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I saw Ishikawa Boy with Vigor's Dragonite.
Yeah,
That
that
was-
was really cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know like many Japanese players, but yeah, like Crescent Angels, I know it's like really good.
Mhm.
I think Japan like APAC has like a lot of really good players, and I'm excited to see like what they do at Worlds.
yeah, no, there's a lot of comment in the chat about that too. I completely agree that yeah, if we saw more of the Asian competitors, I think we'd be blown away. I think that was one of the big things last year as well, was like when Worlds first happened, no one had saw any of like the Asian players really play. And so their play style was completely different and they were just knocking people out left and right. A bunch of like not no names, but people that a lot of us had never heard of.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you see the development of play Pokemon for next season? Will you go to a lot of regionals? Do you plan to go to many regionals next season as well?
Okay, well, I'm so right now I'm in a community college, but I'm transferring to a University of California. So like it's more like I'm like going away from home and like I'm going to be spending a lot more time focusing there. So I don't know how many regionals I'll be going to. Hopefully I'll be able to go to like at least one. But yeah, I've heard rumors like they're gonna do like a point system instead of the top 2 qualify, which I think is pretty interesting. I like to see how that goes. But yeah, like I'm pretty excited for next season to see how things turn out.
Yeah, championships points is something that I think is kind of interesting. As someone who qualified in this system and who might not be able to make it to many next year, do you feel that is advantageous or disadvantageous to compared to what our current system is now?
Okay, well, personally, I kind of prefer the just because I'm not going to be able to make it to every regional. So I kind of prefer this system where like if I would like win or get top 2, I could qualify. But yeah, like I think that's like a pretty like just like my situation, and especially like if like especially if this incentivizes other more people to go to regionals, I think it'd be really good for the game.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, because we were talking about this earlier. Like NA, the tournaments are just smaller. It seems overall than what we have. Europe. Most of ours are hit around what is it like minimum like 70, and the tops have been 256. Although I think NAIC will also be 256. What do you think would incentivize people to go to more tournaments? Is it this championship points or is it something entirely different?
Well, I think it's kind of a combination of the champion points and like also the cost of travel. Like if it was cheaper to travel around in the US or like to get from like regional to regional, I definitely like to go to more. Like I think I would be going to more. But yeah, like it's like I don't know how expensive it is compared to like EU, but I've heard like NA is like a lot more travel than EU. So.
All right. Thank you so much, Elite. for your time. We're going to ask you one more question to close up, which is a regular thing we ask on this podcast.
Yeah.
Who would you consider to be a crap roller? Someone who's not really well known, but is a really good battler, perhaps upcoming, perhaps even winning worlds as well. And who would you consider to be a mid champion? Someone who already is well known and might win worlds. You cannot say Wdage. That's too obvious.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I kind of have two for both.
Sure.
Is that fine?
Yep, we'll allow it.
Just because it's you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'll start with the crab brawlers. I think Mormon Matt is a crab brawler. I think he can make a really good showing at NAIC at the minimum. And then I also think that you saw him this weekend, Nighttime Clasher.
Eric, yeah.
I think he's
Bochum.
like, yeah. He's he asks me for scrims a lot, and so I battle him a lot. And yeah, I think he could definitely be an up and coming battler, and I think he's playing at NAIC, so I'd like to see how he does there as well. And then for the champions, well, I can't really say Wdage, right? Although I do think that he is a champion. But yeah, I'd probably say Pocket and Rise to Occasion. I think those are really well-known battles, and they're well-known for a reason because they're really good. I could probably give you an EU one.
I'm just teasing you.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I don't know.
But please go for it, the European one. You may say me.
But you're not obliged. Yeah. No one does.
Okay, well, I don't know. I think there's a lot of really good battlers in EU, but the first one that comes to mind for me is Status Dan. I've seen him play he plays the same team, and he always does really well with it, right? And yeah, I think I don't remember if he won one or not, but I always know if he's going to a competition, he's gonna do really well. Yeah.
I mean, and now that Tactical retired, I think Status Dan's probably the best Dutch.
Oh, here we go again. I would say even Colin might be better than me currently. Maybe.
No. I would just want to point out, we give Martin a lot of crap about this because no one says him, but I said him at EUIC on the pre-show that I think that Martin is going to win Worlds.
And yeah, and two people predicted that Wido would win EUIC. You know what happened there? I just want to point it out one more time. I knocked him out of EUIC, so that's
every episode.
Only now and then. Thank you so much, Elite, for your time today, man.
Really appreciate it. And good luck, going forward at Worlds. Not too good of luck, obviously, because I already said who's going to win. But I've said it from the beginning. I think you're a really, really good battler, and I'm excited to see how you do at Worlds.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
She met you, of course. I wish you... I'm excited to meet you there, actually. We have not met yet. Yeah. In real life, at least.
Yeah, I'm excited to meet a lot of people there, so it'll be pretty hard.
It's gonna be great there, man. All right, thanks so much, Elite. Say bye, chat, to Elite, everyone. Thank you so much for your time, for your interview, and we'll be back next week with another guest.
Bye. Excellent.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Elite, for
we really appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm obviously happy to come on. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna do some more GBL. I haven't done GBL in 3 days, so I guess I'll get to that.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck on that legend push.
I don't have ELO yet.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I have not played a lot, so that's where I'm at right now.
No, you just can't pull the wins. We get it.
Even with losses, I should get ELO. Especially, I'm at rank 19 right now. Oh wait, I don't have my mirror up. Sounds good. Have a good dinner. All right, have a good one, or stay around if you want in the chat. you can coach me in chat. That's fine. All right, thanks, guys. All right, chatters. Listen up. Oh, my Discord just crashed. That's cool. Yeah, that's actually ranked 19 content because last time we failed to get elo, and now I guess I need to do that. Let me go real quick. Oh wait, I need to change. Well, OGL practice Saturday. Let me mark this. Yeah, there's another practice tournament for those going to NAIC or just feel like practicing. I don't know. I feel like someone like Jocks could use a lot of practice. Anyway, do we have let me think. Surely. that he takes it better than I thought he would. Do we have okay, we have Summer Cup Ultra League. I'll just play that Tentacruel double grass team, I guess. I don't know what I should play. So we're at rank 19. I expect around. You need to know how to Sylph battle and Guido not responding. That's unfortunate. Guido gets a loss then. Alright, this is a great lead actually. I have 2 answers though. Ooh, this thing, that's cool. 7. Power Whip. You do practice quite a bit. Yeah, but is that Go Battle League wins? Oh, I guess you do. You are a Sylph Andy after. 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. Oh, maybe this sludge. We'll see. Oh, an earthquake. Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't want to get a rock slide range. I'll just throw this move here, Jocks. You make sure, yeah, dude. I hope we need to especially beat PoGoats now. Oh, it's Talonflame. Could have timed it better, maybe. That's fine. Okay. I just really Cordillions. A flame charge. Interesting choice of play. Now they probably swap in the other homie. What's it called? The Tangrowth. They don't. Alright, see you later. Interesting choice of play. You have a buy this round?